Tidbits from TNT, Wednesday morning, July 17, 2024. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. TNT, Tishwash. This video is not coming from the CBI or Iraq, this video is from Saudi Arabia, just FYI. Video that Frank showed tonight. This is the information they have typed below the video on YouTube. The project to delete zeros from the currency is still in place. This was confirmed by the governor of the central bank, Ali Al-Alak, in his latest statements about the project to delete 3 zeros from the Iraqi dinar. So what does that mean? The policy of deleting zeros from the currency means, for example, that the value of a 1,000 note is 1,000 dinars, and will be replaced by a note worth 1 dinar of the new currency. Iraq is not the only country that resorts to the policy of deleting zeros from the currency, but there are 70 cases that the world has witnessed since the year 1960, including Turkey, deleted 6 zeros from its currency in 2005. Zimbabwe, deleted 12 zeros from its currency in 2009. And Venezuela, 5 zeros were deleted in 2018. But how will the Iraqi economy be affected by deleting the zeros if it is implemented? Although the actual value of the money that people own does not change after deleting the zeros, this step contributes to simplifying the buying and selling processes for individuals and companies. It makes financial amounts simpler and more understandable. Instead of dealing with huge numbers such as 1 million Iraqi dinars, they can be converted into 1,000 dinars only after deleting 3 zeros. Removing zeros may also help in issuing small currencies such as coins, enabling small commodities to be repriced at lower prices. It gives a positive psychological boost to citizens that the Iraqi dinar can now buy more goods and services. Therefore, countries aim by deleting the zeros to restore confidence in the local currency among citizens and investors. The demand for it increases, and the local currency becomes more competitive with foreign currencies, and its exchange for other currencies decreases. The policy of deleting zeros is often linked to broader economic reforms, such as raising interest rates on bank deposits, to encourage people to save within banks and benefit from high interest on their bank deposits. In an attempt to withdraw liquidity from the market, reduce consumption and decline in prices. Then exploit this liquidity to expand productive projects, attract local and foreign investments within the country, and create many job opportunities to eventually revive the local economy. But on the other hand, deleting the zeros may cost Iraq money to print new banknotes to no avail. For example, after eliminating 3 zeros from the Iraqi dinar, when we talk about a 200 dinar banknote, it is actually equivalent to 200,000 dinars. Therefore, it may be necessary to print 4 more 50 dinar notes instead of the 50,000 dinar note. However, this may not have a clear impact on improving the local economy if it is not part of an economic reform package that helps reduce the amount of money circulating among people and stimulate the economy. Especially since Iraq's economy is an oil economy that needs to stimulate other productive sectors to drive the local economy. Could deleting the zeros from the Iraqi dinar be a real start to stimulating Iraq's economy? Tishwash. Iraq and Vietnam discuss T-farm mechanisms and ways to develop them. The General Company for Foodstuff Trading at the Ministry of Trade discussed with the Vietnamese side the mechanisms of the T-farm and ways to develop it. The Ministry of Trade's media stated in a statement received by the Iraqi news agency, INA, that the General Company for Foodstuff Trading at the Ministry of Trade held a joint meeting, online, today, Tuesday, with the Vietnamese side to discuss the mechanisms of the T-farm's work and ways to develop it, headed by its Director General, Lama al-Musawi, in the presence of the Departments of Financial, Legal and Import Affairs. Al-Musawi said, according to the statement, that the meeting discussed the mechanisms that would develop the work by introducing modern mechanization in the packaging and sorting processes of tea types prepared for marketing, in addition to purchasing new plants to increase production. Indicating that, during the meeting, the Vietnamese side was asked to prepare technical and financial studies regarding the development of the work, which expressed its satisfaction with the level of accuracy and transparency in the dealings adopted by the General Company for Foodstuff Trading, which contributed to obtaining positive results for both parties. This is the volume of our trade with Iran. An economist reveals the reasons for the dollar problem inside Iraq. Economic expert Munir al-Abidi revealed today, Tuesday, July 16, 2024, the volume of trade between Iraq and Iran, while indicating that the dollar problem in Iraq is not due to official trade. Al-Obeidi said in a clarification he published on Facebook, which was followed by Baghdad Today, the Iranians say that our trade with Iraq during 3 months amounts to $3 billion. Distributed as $1.2 billion to meet the need for gas, $700 million for electricity, while $200 are for food, and another $200 million for iron trade. He added, this means that the value of food and iron during the year amounts to only $1.5 billion annually, indicating that some say that our trade with Iran amounts to $12 or $14 billion, which is the reason for the dollar crisis. Al-Obeidi said our official trade for the private sector does not exceed $3 billion with Iran and does not exceed $300 million with Syria, stressing that the problem with the dollar is not the official trade with Iran and Syria. The problem with the dollar is not the official trade with Iran and Syria. He pointed out that the problem of the demand for dollars in the local market is to cover the needs of other types of informal and illegal trade, most notably drugs, stressing that all this fuss, crying and wailing in the channels is to reopen the money channels for this trade. Tishwash. Drones target Ain al-Assad Air Base in western Iraq. 2 drones targeted the vicinity of Ain al-Assad Air Base in western Iraq, where global coalition forces are stationed, an Iraqi security source reported on Tuesday evening. The source, speaking to Shafaq news agency, confirmed the attack but did not provide further details on casualties or damage. Earlier this year, factions within the Islamic Resistance in Iraq, IRI, had announced a halt to operations against U.S. forces in Iraq, leading to a period of relative calm. This drone attack marks a resumption of hostilities. IRI refers to Tehran's military allies in Iraq, such as Kataib Hezbollah and Harakat al-Nujaba. It is a part of the axis of resistance, alongside Lebanon's Hezbollah, Yemen's Ansarullah, Houthis, and other Iran-backed factions. All groups within the axis have declared that their attacks will persist until a ceasefire is achieved in the Gaza Strip, where Israel's actions have resulted in the deaths of over 39,289 Palestinians, predominantly children and women. Listen to the full version on the official DinarReport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Source: Dinar Recaps.